Elis Olsson was born in Karlskoga, Sweden on April 2, 1880. His father, Israel, owned and operated blast furnaces in Sweden. Elis chose a different route for his career, that of a chemical engineer. A Swedish industrialist promised him a good position in Sweden if he would first go to the United States and study pulp bleaching. He arrived in New York in 1906 and found employment as a helper in a book paper mill at 13.5 cents an hour. Elis set his sights on staying in the New World, particularly Canada, where attempts were being made to establish the kraft or sulfate process of pulp making, known in his native Sweden since the 1880s. In 1908, Elis moved to East Angus, Quebec, and joined the Brompton Pulp and Paper Company, the first sulfate mill in the Western Hemisphere, where he eventually was named superintendent. Elis wrote to his boyhood sweetheart and fiancée, Signe Maria Gronberg, and asked her to come to America. They were married in 1911 in New York. He fell in love with her at age 18 because, as he commented, Signe was the prettiest girl in all of Sweden. Prior to their marriage, Elis made a return trip to Sweden. As was customary, Elis loved a bit of show and posed with his family wearing a cowboy hat. The couple had 3 children, Inga, Carl, and Stur. They raised the children customarily in the Swedish way, although English was the preferred language. Through Stur, Elis and Signe were blessed with 4 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. In 1918, because of the nation's involvement in World War I and other factors, the Chesapeake Pulp and Paper Company was put up for sale. Elis saved the West Point, Virginia mill with the aid of a number of investors. It was reorganized as Chesapeake Corporation in October of 1918. Elis became president in 1930. He devoted his energies to redesigning the mill, expanding the company, and employing equipment new to the United States. He achieved international stature among the innovators and engineers of the kraft or sulfate pulp-making process. Elis acquired U.S. citizenship in 1933. Sweden named him Knight of the Royal Order of Vasa in 1941 and Commander, Second Class of the Order in 1949. He retired with the title of Chairman of the corporation in 1954. A 4-day celebration was held in mid-November 1958 in honor of Elis and Signe Olsson's 40th anniversary as residents of West Point, Virginia. Governor J. Lindsay Almond Jr. presented them a hand-lettered copy of a resolution of appreciation that was passed by the town council. The Olsson's children joined in the festivities. Elis passed away on May 28, 1959, at his home, the Plantation Romancoke, a proud, graceful house situated on the Pamunkey River near West Point. Elis had purchased the home in 1932. It was first established by Virginia's first Secretary of State and later owned in turn by George Washington and Robert E. Lee, Jr., the son of General Lee. Elis had decorated it with antiques brought from Sweden. The home was very special to both he and Signe. She took care of the grounds while he worked. It is situated on a preserve with ponds, marshland, and animals of all types. While he considered the pulping industry his hobby, Elis enjoyed hunting ducks, geese, quail, and wild turkey. Elis's legacy in the paper industry continued with his descendants. Son Carl was vice president and General Woodlands manager of the Chesapeake Corporation until his death in 1961, and son Stur became president in 1951 and chairman in 1968. Grandson C. Elis Olsson served as the Midwest sales manager for Colorbox Incorporated, a Chesapeake subsidiary, and as a member of the corporation's board of directors.